Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for joining us on the 6:30 p.m. Bilingual newscast over My Media Prime TV. We are broadcasting live from the economic capital of Cameroon, Douala. Good evening, Mirielle, Kennedia.
Bonsoir, Cynthia, Azanu. Bonsoir à vous. Vous êtes nombreux à regarder le 18h30 bilingue sur My Media Prime Télévision. Votre fidélité nous honore. Entamons cette première partie avec toi, Cynthia, Azanu.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin this newscast, the Divisional Delegation for Housing and Urban Development in Menchum, northwest region of the country, has officially launched cleanup campaigns for the divisions. This is in prelude of the World Habitat Day 2022. Charles Kibwa tells us in the following report.
The Divisional Delegation of Housing Menchum in the Northwest region prelude to preparations for the World Habitat Day 2022 of the UN Human Settlement Program through the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Menchum Delegation, June 23, 2022, officially launched the division's clean-up campaign competition for the year, coming at the heels of the Clean Town 2022 launch April in Betwa by the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kacha, and the Northwest Regional Competition launched June 14, 2022 in Bamenda. Menchum's official launching that brought DOs, divisional delegates, mayors, stakeholders, and hygiene and sanitation officials. The Manu Fabrice, First Assistant SDO, who officially launched the division's clean-up campaign competition, call on the population to get into action with mobilization, involve all association and other development groups, ensure good result for the division. Chebesu Emmanuel Neba, divisional delegate of Mindu Menchum, encouraged locals to initiate and ensure hygiene and sanitation, thus public sensitization, as well mobilize actors of operation for rehabilitation of urban space and living environment, while promote sustained local initiatives in hygiene and sanitation. It should be noted criteria of award to get cleanest municipality in the division is based on cleanliness, hygiene, salubrity, embellishment, waste management, mobilization of local population, amongst others.
The regional delegation of the littoral region has launched a round 2 campaign against poliomyelitis. This campaign will run from the 1st of July to the 3rd of July, as disclosed during a press briefing at the held regional delegation in Douala. Joingon tells us in the following report.
Health officials in the littoral region have launched the second phase of the nationwide polio immunization drive targeting children under the age of 5 years. This phase of the campaign, which is set to run from the 1st to the 3rd of July 2022 in all 24 health districts of the littoral region, aims at boosting the health of children within this age range.
Of this response vaccination campaign against polio is concerned, is to be able to strengthen the herd immunity of children aged 0 to 5 years. In order to attain that objective, we have to inform at least 95% of parents about the vaccination. It means that parents are supposed to be informed that teams will pass around the different households. We have to vaccinate 100% of children aged 0 to 59 months, that's children less than 5. We also have to ensure that children aged 0 to 3 months who do not have birth certificates are being censored. It means teams, apart from administering the oral polio vaccine, will also have to carry out a head count in all the 24 health districts that we have at the level of the littoral region.
Throughout the campaign, vaccination teams will move from door to door to markets, schools and churches, administering 2 drops of the oral polio vaccine.
The strategy here is door to door, where the different vaccination teams and the teams of social mobilization will move from door to door. That's the door to door strategy. We also have the fixed strategy at the level of health facilities. We also have what we call the outreach strategies. This can take place at the level of markets, at the level of churches, and almost in everywhere in the community where we have community gatherings.
Placée sous le thème « Protéger la veuve, une responsabilité collective », la 12e édition de la Journée mondiale de la veuve a été célébrée ce 23 juin 2022 sous l'égide du ministre de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, Catherine Abeno-Ondoa. 800 veuves ont donc répondu à l'appel, un événement riche en sons et en couleurs capté par notre reporter Marie-Rosine Kandunga.
N'ayez plus peur, car le gouvernement est à vos côtés pour vous aider à soulager vos peines et détresses. Tels sont les propos de Catherine Abeno-Ondoa, ministre de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, lors de son allocution pour la 12e édition de la Journée mondiale de la veuve.
Notre responsabilité est collective. Nous devons tous nous pencher sur la cause de la veuve et tout faire pour améliorer sa condition. L'État ne peut pas le faire seul.
La veuve camerounaise ne doit plus se sentir lésée ni malheureuse, a-t-elle poursuivi, en appelant les uns et les autres de soutenir les efforts du gouvernement, car ce n'est pas l'apanage d'une seule personne.
Nous comptons sur la société civile, les autorités religieuses, traditionnelles, les partenaires au développement. Elles ne sont pas seules, c'est une responsabilité collective. Vous, en tant que communicateurs, servez-nous de relais pour diffuser, partager ce que vous avez suivi aujourd'hui concernant plus particulièrement sur cet important guide.
La bonne nouvelle pour cette 12e édition est le guide offert par le mini-prof pour accompagner ces dernières dans la défense de leurs droits.
À travers ce document, il est question d'amener les veuves elles-mêmes à comprendre que elles sont des êtres humains qui bénéficient de la protection de l'État du Cameroun, comme tous les autres citoyens. Le problème avec les veuves chez nous, c'est que comme elles n'ont pas la culture de la dénonciation, elles ont parfois peur d'aller loin dans les procédures. Elle va vous dire vraiment, je veux la paix pour mes enfants, pour moi-même. Donc généralement, elles ont peur de bousculer, elles ont peur d'avancer. Donc à travers ce document, nous voulons les rassurer davantage. Nous voulons leur dire de manière simple, en des termes simples, comment procéder, comment marcher pour pouvoir accéder aux droits qui sont les leurs.
Un geste très apprécié pour les heureuses élues du jour.
Mes impressions sont bonnes. Je crois que c'est un document qui vient à point nommé pour permettre aux veuves de connaître leurs droits et de savoir comment s'y prendre pour les défendre. Mais je pense aussi que c'est aux autres communautés de comprendre que ce livre n'est pas seulement réservé aux veuves. Il doit aussi devenir le livre de chevet de tous ceux qui interviennent.
Par ailleurs, ces mamans ont saisi cette occasion pour montrer leur savoir-faire qui leur permet de s'occuper de leur progéniture. Néanmoins, notons ici que être veuve n'est pas chose aisée, mais ces dernières ont manifesté leur reconnaissance envers le ministre pour ce geste significatif.
Cette dame nous a soutenus beaucoup, elle nous a montré tous les voies et chemins qui nous amènent ici aujourd'hui. Et chaque jour, ça nous aide beaucoup.
Représentée par son deuxième adjoint, Gabriel Efilaefa s'est senti très honoré d'arbitrer cette cérémonie commémorative. La fête était très riche en couleurs. Et sur ce, bravo à toutes ces veuves qui se battent dignement pour leurs enfants, malgré les coups durs de la vie. Alors, c'est après la visite des stands que la cérémonie de ce 23 juin 2022 à la mairie de Yaoundé 4 à l'honneur des veuves est rentrée en gare.
Et en santé, à présent, la deuxième phase de la campagne de vaccination contre la poliomyélite a été lancée dans la région du littoral. Objectif, atteindre le maximum d'enfants non vaccinés et âgés de 5 ans. La rédaction centrale pour les détails.
Les professionnels de la santé dans la région du littoral ont entamé la seconde phase de la campagne de vaccination contre la polio pour les enfants âgés de 5 ans. La dite campagne, qui aura lieu du 1er au 3 juillet 2022 dans les 24 hôpitaux des districts du littoral, a pour objectif de booster la santé des enfants.
Pour pouvoir atteindre cet objectif principal, il est important d'informer au moins 95% des parents avant le passage des équipes de vaccination. On doit pouvoir vacciner 100% des enfants âgés de 0 à 59 mois en administrant 2 doses du vaccin polio oral à chaque enfant. On doit également, au cours de cette campagne, pouvoir renforcer la recherche active de tous les cas de maladies évitables par la vaccination, les principales maladies évitables par la vaccination. Et aussi, il va falloir, au cours de cette campagne, recenser tous les enfants âgés de 0 à 3 mois qui n'ont pas date de naissance.
Dans l'optique d'assurer l'efficacité de la dite campagne, les agents de vaccination feront du porte-à-porte dans les marchés, les écoles et les églises.
On aura aussi la stratégie fixe au niveau des formations sanitaires. On aura les stratégies fixes temporaires. Ça peut être au niveau des chaufferies, au niveau des églises, au niveau des marchés, pratiquement dans tous les lieux au sein de la communauté où il y a brassage des populations. On pourra également avoir quelques stratégies spéciales au niveau de certains endroits. Donc, je pense que le message clé ici, c'est de faire un plaidoyer à l'endroit des parents, de pouvoir réserver un bon accueil aux équipes de vaccination qui vont sillonner de ménage à ménage et aussi de pouvoir amener les enfants qui n'ont pas achevé leur calendrier de vaccination en routine au niveau de la formation sanitaire la plus proche.
Tandis que le Cameroun n'a enregistré aucun cas de polio durant les 10 dernières années, le ministre de la Santé publique a déclaré 2 cas de polio de type 2 au Cameroun.
After fleeing the socio-political crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, some Cameroonians have settled in East Nigeria and have involved themselves in agricultural activities while hoping for a better life. My Media Prime News Desk completes the story. For migrants who do not foresee the resolution of the conflict in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, Nigeria may soon become home. Some Cameroonian refugees in eastern Nigeria have been involved in agricultural cooperatives at a camp by the United Nations Refugee Agency. According to Mr. Gerard, he suffered persecution in the country.
The reason why I flee to Nigeria to seek refuge is because I was persecuted by the military back home. I was arrested many times. 2017, 2019, I finally left the country.
Many individuals and Cameroonians have said the increase in immigration stems up from the conflict ongoing in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, which has been ongoing since 2016 between the forces of law and order and separatist fighters. Reports say the both sides have been accused of many atrocities. To survive, migrants have to build a new life from scratch.
We've created a cooperative named the United Farmers Cooperative, abbreviated as UNIFAM, where both Nigerians and refugees are active members of the cooperative.
This cooperative enabled refugees to learn a living and have progressively integrated labor market. As Nigerians take part in the project, refugees can associate with the local community. And now the World Health Organization has classified Cameroon as one of the least developed countries in Africa in terms of health personnel. The WHO has brought reasons for the shortage of workers and suggestions to strengthen the African health system, as Nikotako tells us in the following report.
World Health Organization has classified Cameroon as one of the least developed countries in Africa. In a study entitled The Health Workforce Status in the World Health Organization in African Regions, findings of a cross-sectional study shows that there is a shortage of health workers in Africa, and this shortage is accentuated in Cameroon. The density threshold of health personnel like doctors, nurses, laboratory technicians, and common health workers is very low and has less than 1 health worker per 1,000 inhabitants in Cameroon. On the other hand, the World Health Organization classifies 23 other sub-Saharan African countries in the red zone, which are Chad, Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Ethiopia. The study goes further to say only 4 African countries are above the recommended density threshold, which are Namibia, South Africa, Seychelles, and Mauritius. And this low representation shows that Africa is still lagging. Furthermore, WHO experts explain that there are 4 main reasons for this, which are low training capacity, international migration of health personnel, and poor governance. WHO further suggests that in order to strengthen the African health systems, it is essential to address the persistent shortages and maldistribution of health workers. Secondly, countries need to significantly increase their investment in the health workforce to meet their current and future needs. Strong measures are also needed to boost the training and recruitment of health workers.
À la suite de l'information interdisant les relations sexuelles hors mariage pendant la Coupe du Monde 2022 qui aura lieu au Qatar, certains Camerounais ont exprimé leurs avis vis-à-vis de ces propos. Écoutons ce qu'ils ont à dire au micro de notre reporter Audrey Zatsa.
La nouvelle fait couler beaucoup d'encre. Le Qatar n'autorisera pas les relations sexuelles entre personnes non mariées pendant la Coupe du Monde 2022, que ce soit les joueurs ou les supporters. Des sanctions jusqu'à 7 ans de prison peuvent être encourues. Selon un communiqué du Comité suprême du Qatar, le Qatar est un pays conservateur et les démonstrations publiques d'affection sont mal vues, quelle que soit l'orientation sexuelle. Une décision qu'approuvent certains Camerounais.
Je vais dire, ce qu'ils ont dit là, il faut comprendre ça au sérieux parce qu'on s'est rendu compte que ceux qui y vont, souvent se pavanent, ne s'occupent pas de ce qu'ils sont venus faire. Par exemple, les joueurs, vous imaginez, les joueurs avant de partir sont dans le stade bloqué. Il ne faut pas qu'ils arrivent là-bas et se mettent à s'éparpiller parce qu'ils doivent chercher les femmes.
Moi, j'ai approuvé l'idée. Parce que je ne trouve pas ça. Je ne trouve pas ça extra. D'aller là-bas et rencontrer du sexe. On va être marié. Sans savoir avec qui on y va. C'est mieux d'aller là-bas avec sa femme.
Pour d'autres, c'est une décision à reconsidérer.
Football,
pour ceux qui jouent, c'est-à-dire les joueurs, c'est bon, c'est compréhensible. Mais pour les supporters, pourquoi les empêcher d'avoir des relations sexuelles? Ça ne va pas. Avoir les relations sexuelles, c'est aussi un exercice sportif. Toutefois, l'émir du Qatar, Cheikh Tamer Hamas Al Thani, interrogé en fin mai sur l'accueil des personnes LGBT pendant le mondial, avait répondu que tout visiteur avec des origines différentes, des croyances différentes, sera la bienvenue au Qatar, en exhortant le public à manifester le point de vue concernant la cause LGBT dans une société où cela sera accepté. L'ambiance sera donc loin d'être libre et les joueurs ou supporters de football qui ont l'intention d'assister à la grande messe de football sont dehors et déjà prévenus.
And now board members of the Southwest Development Authority, SOWEDA, have met to discuss and validate the management and administrative accounts for the year 2021. This meeting, which took place in Buea, was presided over by the chairman of SOWEDA Board of Directors, Emmanuel Assi, reports.
Affirming that 2021 was a difficult year for the Southwest Development Authority, SOWEDA, to conveniently deploy the activities, the Director General, Dr. Bisong Tui Ogok, noted that their main objective to provide and improve quality planting materials for farmers in the Southwest region was achieved.
2021 still remains a good year for SOWEDA because we were able to fulfill some of the main objectives in terms of providing improved quality planting material to the farmers of the Southwest region. We just remember that we had maize that has been distributed throughout the whole region. We produced over 55 tons of seed maize, which was available and planted this year. We have at the moment cocoa seedlings that are also available, over 71,000 cocoa seedlings available here in Buea and in Mamfu.
SOWEDA explained that COVID-19, insecurity, insufficient subventions from the government and the slow movements of economic activities affected work in 2021. But the chairman of the board of directors of SOWEDA congratulated management for last year's work despite the challenges.
Well, I think I need to congratulate management for a job well done. It is true we did not receive all the resources where we needed. We received part of it for running expenses. As concerns investment, it wasn't that good because our main source didn't actually supply much. But if you look at the budget, that's stood at 1,335,000,000 the management was able to execute to the tune of 997 million. That represents roughly 75%.
The board of directors took the opportunity to learn more on the functions of the auditing unit, since it is a new service at some public establishments in Cameroon. It is worth noting that the Southwest Development Authority, SOWEDA, is a pillar of agriculture and development in the Southwest region, with mission to ameliorate the livelihood of the rural population by building farm-to-market roads, markets, water supply schemes, provide seedlings and planting materials, and much more.
Individuals in the economic capital of Cameroon, Douala, have expressed their opinions on the educational system of Cameroon. Our reporter Mwanzin Jogyogo went down to the city and files to us the following report.
Cameroon, being one of the few bilingual countries in the world, follows two subsystems of education, which are the Anglo-Saxon system of education and the French subsystem of learning. Over the years, questions have been often posed regarding the effectiveness of these systems of education. This teacher says,
our own subsystem, the Anglophone subsystem, is good. But when we want to merge it in common with the Francophone system, there's a nuance somewhere. Because quite often, like a few days ago, I sat in my quarter when this provider was written.
He equally adds that
Anglophones are not having an exam that takes them to the next class the Francophones are having. So to me, the Anglophone system is stable. What I feel bad with the Anglophone system is the issue where they have wiped out class 7 and bringing the thing down to class 6, like the Francophone system. Okay. We are still feeling the impact today. When we had class 7, it was good.
This woman on her part says, I think that we have a good educational system in Cameroon, but on the other hand, parents abandon the education of their children to teachers. As the parents send their child to school, he or she do not care anymore. Some parents do not even assist in the take-home exercise of their children. The teachers work too much and they are not even compensated well. Teachers and parents have to work hand in hand so that we can give a better education to our children. This man, on the other hand, expresses that a lot has to be done to improve the educational system.
Quand nous allions à l'école, on nous contrôlait, nos sacs, nos vêtements, tout. On n'entrait pas comme ça.
There is a lot to improve. We heard previously that pregnant students are not refused or dismissed from school. That is not possible. In our days, it was not accepted. Either you go to school or get married. There is so much to review. In these times, diplomas are bought. Many do not merit their diplomas. Hopefully,
ne pas en consommer parce que je connais la suite. C'est bon pour l'instant, mais demain là, il faut voir ce que ça cause comme dégâts.
Hopefully, more will be done to improve the educational system in the country.
En culture, à présent, la musique camerounaise a depuis près d'une décennie versé les âmes sur le plan national et international. À l'occasion de la célébration de la fête de la musique ce 21 juin 2022, notre reporter Marie-Rosine Gandonga a bien voulu revisiter les profils des légendes de la musique, à l'instar du regretté Manu Dibango parmi tant d'autres. Son reportage.
De belles heures, c'est encore possible pour la musique camerounaise. Après l'âge d'or mené par les grandes gloires, le secteur continue d'évoluer entre bon et mauvais goût. Arc-en-ciel de rythme, de son et de texte, la musique camerounaise subit de nombreuses influences, dues sans doute à la richesse culturelle de son territoire. Ainsi, il y a d'une part ce qui émerge sur le plan international et de l'autre part ce qui ont porté les couleurs nationales, les affichant dans les salles mythiques comme l'Olympia à Paris. Et par cette ancienne génération, la musique camerounaise s'est vendue et continue même encore de se vendre à travers le monde, rivalisant même avec des courants comme la rumba congolaise, le ndombolo venu des pays voisins. Et dans la même vague, quelques-uns boivent le pas à ces pionniers et se positionnent ainsi comme des ambassadeurs de rythmes locaux dont la sonorité croise souvent celle d'autres univers musicaux, ce qui à une époque a fait de certains musiciens musiciens camerounais parmi lesquels les Nubians, Kokombassi, West Madiko, des porte-flambeaux de la world music. Par contre, il y a certains peu connus à l'international se font leur place sous le soleil national avec des paroles dépourvues de tout bonus éducatif dont les mélomanes critiquent même la musicalité de leurs chansons. Ces musiques sont plébiscitées, la preuve de millions de vues enregistrées dans les réseaux sociaux. Enfin, il y a une nouvelle vague d'artistes, surtout ceux du registre Bikutsi, qui ont transformé le rythme de la cadence en y associant la modernité, dont le succès est exponentiel, mais malheureusement tire la musique camerounaise vers le bas. Ainsi, la musique camerounaise, jadis appréciée dans le monde entier, est comparée à un homme malade qui transporte toutes les maladies et qui a besoin de médecins spécialisés pour retrouver totalement sa santé. Suivez mon regard.
Cameroon joins the world to commemorate the International Day for Seafarers under the theme Seafarers Matter. This day, which is celebrated on the 25th of June each year, is aimed at appreciating seafarers for their contribution to the world economy and civil society. Emmanuel Amoni completes the story.
In Cameroon, a press conference held in Accra, Douala, at the Foyer des Marins by the Maritime Council for Civil Society of Cameroon, known by its French acronym COMASOCIC, in honor of the day.
Cameroon is the first African country to have launched a maritime company and an aviation company. And the two first Secretary General of the Maritime Organization of West and Central African State, MOCA, in Abidjan, headquarters, were Cameroonians. The late John Walla and Poufon Lawrence. So, Cameroon used to have 5 fishing fleets, Juvett du Cameroon, Cameroon, Cotonet, and 12 vessels, 10 cargo ships and 2 tankers. And the workforce qualified. Even the Greek.
The purpose of the day is to give thanks to seafarers for their contribution to the world's economy and the civil society, and for the risks and personal cost they bear while on their jobs.
We are working now to set up National Maritime Transport Policy, which we had in March with IMO, World Maritime University. Then the minister, after the World Maritime Day 2021, set up through the Prime Minister an interministerial committee for the restructuration of the maritime sector. So, in a nutshell, we are not sleeping. We are working day and night to see that Cameroon gets back to the position it used to have.
In 2010, the International Maritime Organization decided to designate June 25th as the International Day of Seafarer as a way to recognize that almost everything that we use in our daily lives has been directly or indirectly affected by sea transport.
We have one of the best maritime law professors in the world, Professor Martin English, director of the Maritime Faculty of NAT, who's been advising us. We have many of them. And then I will conclude by saying that ECAS, Economic Community of Central African States, they are ending the preparatory meeting today in Douala, preparing what? The first ever maritime conference of ECAS that will take place in Kinshasa from the 20th to the 25th.
The day not only acknowledges the invaluable work of seafarers but also aims to bring global attention to the issues affecting their work and lives, such as piracy. It calls on governments to develop policies that lead to fair treatment of seafarers at ports and asks private ship companies and owners to provide their employees with proper facilities and comforts while they are at sea.
And in sports, the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon will face their French counterparts in a friendly match today at 8 p.m. Cameroon time. Katrine Kongwe tells us in the following report.
While Cameroon is preparing for a memorable African Women's Cup of Nations outcome 2022 in Morocco this July, their French counterparts are warming up for 2022 European Women's Football Championship planned for England next month. The Lionesses are said to have been in France since Tuesday, June 21st, and held a series of training sessions. Ahead of the match tonight, the coach of the indomitable Lionesses, Gabriel Zabo, has said though it's going to be a tight game, he counts on the good spirit amongst his girls. He went further to say that everyone knows France is a great team with great players playing in the Champions League. He added that they know why they choose France, and it is because they want to play a little in adversity to know at what level they can respond to difficulties. Prior to their departure to France, 2 friendly matches were played between Cameroon and Senegal, where they had a 2-2 draw score in first encounter and registered a 1-0 win over the Terengan Lionesses. Despite having participated in several AFCON editions, Cameroon has never won the trophy and will want to break the deadlock today.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we draw the curtains of today's edition of the Weekend Bilingual Newscast over My Media Prime TV, receiving technical assistance from Ewane Eli and coordinated by Lasha Kingsley. I have been Cynthia Azanu. Good evening, Mirielle, Kennedia.
Bonsoir Cynthia Azanu, bonsoir à vous. C'était le journal de la rédaction. Merci à vous de l'avoir suivi. Restez des nôtres.